One of the questions I get asked the most, and it excites me to no end that I get asked this, is what advice would I give to teenagers who want to get started as real estate investors? And the reason that excites me is I know when I was a teenager, it wasn't as much on the table as it is now. And for a teenager to get started this early, I just think the world's at their fingertips. So what is it, my advice? What can you tell your teenager, or maybe you're a teenager watching this? What can help you get as successfully started as a real estate investor as possible? To answer that, I'm going to give you two things. I'm going to tell you what the benefits are to getting started as a teenager. And then I'm going to give you the two things that I highly recommend you think about and pursue in order to become that level of success that you're probably wanting to become. So if you're a teenager watching this video, hit that like button. I want to know how many teenagers are listening to this, or maybe you're a parent of a teen. You can also hit that like button. So what are the benefits of starting as a real estate investor as a teenager or as a young person? I think there's three main benefits. Number one, time is at your disposal. You have time to try, you have time to fail, you have time to switch it up. You have time. A lot of people looking into real estate are near retirement. And honestly, it doesn't leave as much budge room for mistakes or for doing something incorrectly, or it can rush them to pick a strategy that might not be a fit for them. Time is at your disposal. You have a lot of it, which will make a huge difference. Number two, you're already in school. Your brain is used to learning. When you become an adult later on, our brains get a little less quick on the uptake, if you will. Your brain is geared for this. It's geared for learning. It's geared for studying. It's geared for all of this. It's going to make your learning in this industry so much easier. Number three, chances are you probably can't buy that many properties right away anyways. Presumably, maybe you can, but that forces you to take the time to implement the two things I'm about to tell you. Because if you're near retirement age, or let's say you have a lot of money at your disposal, chances are you're going to be tempted to rush into properties, which can kind of hinder things a good bit when you don't take the time to slow down and learn what you need to learn. So that's what you have working in your favor: time, the ability to learn, and the quickness to learn. And probably you're forced to not buy a million properties right now, so you have even more time to learn. Okay. What are the two things I recommend for the teenagers? Number one, and it's by far the biggest thing, get the knowledge. I know when we all want to become real estate investors, we don't want to spend time reading books and learning. We want to buy properties. But if you will take the time to learn, it will literally change the fate of your investment success. So what kind of things do you need to learn? What are your different options for real estate investing strategies? There's a million options. Learn more about them. Figure out how you can choose which one might be the best one for you. When you start to choose a strategy, what makes that strategy successful versus unsuccessful? Spoiler alert, you want to know what's going to make it successful. I know. What are the risk and the risk mitigations for that strategy? That's going to contribute to what's going to make it successful. If you go diving into a property and you have no idea where the risk points are, chances are you're going to hit them and it's going to cause problems. So learn what those risk points are and learn how you can help mitigate those risks. Overall, you want to minimize the you don't know what you don't know thing, because that is a big factor of this industry. Most of us didn't learn it in school. We just don't know what we don't know. We don't even know what we should be learning in order to make it successful. So the more you can learn and the more you can minimize the you don't know what you don't know thing, game changing, absolutely game changing. And then ultimately, with all of that, what you're doing is you're building a bigger tool belt. You're building a bigger arsenal of things that you can use for creative problem solving, for avoiding big risk, for avoiding big losses. The more you collect, think of it like that tool belt or that arsenal that you can pick from. So as you go along your journey, you're like, oop, I need that. Oh, well, I know that's not true, so I can do this. And it's all about moving those puzzle pieces around. So the bigger your tool belt is, the better. So that's this whole idea of get the knowledge. Again, I get it. Nobody wants to read a book when they could be buying a property, but I'm telling you, game changing. Then the number two thing While you're getting all of that knowledge, I think it's so important for you to keep an eye out for your strengths. If you can purposely identify your strengths, it's going to help you choose that strategy that's going to be the best for you. So that way you're not swimming upstream with some strategy that maybe isn't really aligned with your strengths. Find your strengths, keep an eye out for them. Now, I'll give you a little helpful tip in finding your strengths. Maybe you're not totally clear on them. Anything that you start learning about or trying or researching, whatever you're doing, if it really starts to bring you joy, follow that, because quite often joy and your strengths tend to be one and the same. So if that helps you on the strength thing, find your strengths and follow those. It will make all the difference. You add your strengths on top of the knowledge, roll to your fingertips. So I'm going to link below to my book. And my book is actually geared for brand new investors. And unlike most of the how-to guides for real estate investing, it's kind of a journey into doing all of these things that I just talked about, how to help you get the knowledge, where to look, how to find mentors, what strategies are out there, how to choose your strategies, how to figure out what your strengths are, why it's important to follow those. And then there's a lot in there just about real estate in general to help with your knowledge base. So I'm going to put that link below. And then the last parting words I'm going to give you is, don't forget, while you're still in school, if you go to college or you're in high school or whatever, take classes in anything related to investing, financing, business, economics, whatever it may be. Look for classes that, if you're going to have to take classes anyways, you might as well do some that might have some relevance and some impact on your investing later. You don't need any classes to be a successful investor, but if you have to take classes anyways, go for it. So teenagers, you are the future of this world. And I am so envious that you have the chance with the internet and with everything that's available today that I didn't have to get started. Your possibilities, the opportunities are endless for you. So get the knowledge, find your strengths, take a minute before you try and buy properties, use this time to just propel your future. And if you are a teenager and you've already started looking into investing, or maybe you've even started investing, leave a comment below and tell me about it. I want to hear all about it. I cannot be more excited for you. So part of that knowledge, don't forget to keep watching more YouTube videos. There's lots of real estate videos. Subscribe to my channel and I will give you a new video every week to help with your knowledge base. All right, let me know how it goes.